Venus, the goddess of beauty and love, arose from the froth that swam on the sea. Minerva sprang out of the cranium of Jove, a coin-selling dame as most mortals agree. But Bacchus, they tell us, that prince of good fellas, was Jupiter's son. Pray attend to my tale, and those who thus chatter mistake quite the matter. He sprang from a barrel of Nottingham ale. Nottingham ale, me boys, Nottingham ale. No liquor on earth is like Nottingham ale. Nottingham ale, me boys, Nottingham ale. No liquor on earth is like Nottingham ale. You bishops and curates, priests, deacons and vicars, when once you have tasted, you all must agree that Nottingham ale is the best of all liquors, and none understands a good sinner like me. It dispels every vapor, saves pen, ink, and paper, for when you mind from your pulpit to rail, it'll open your throat, you may preach without notes, when inspired by a bottle of Nottingham ale. Nottingham ale, me boys, Nottingham ale. No liquor on earth is like Nottingham ale. Nottingham ale, me boys, Nottingham ale. No liquor on earth is like Nottingham ale. And you doctors who more executions have done with powder and potion and bolus and pill than a hangman with halter or a soldier with gun, a miser with famine, a lawyer with quill, to dispatch us much quicker for a bit of small liquor till our bodies consume and our faces grow pale. That's terrifying. I know, it is. I like that. Let in mind who it pleases what cures all diseases, a plentiful glass of good Nottingham ale. Nottingham ale, me boys, Nottingham ale. No liquor on earth is like Nottingham ale. Nottingham ale, me boys, Nottingham ale. No liquor on earth is like Nottingham ale. Nottingham ale, me boys, Nottingham ale. No liquor on earth is like Nottingham ale.
Huzzah!
And now we deliver to you, scene 2, the prophecy fulfilled. Yes. Ooh. Now we're going to go away and be classless somewhere else. Oh, and if you want to see how classless we can be, we're on that stage in the tavern at 4 and 3rd. Yes. Shameless plug. And our show is not
Did you see the fox and the bear Robin Hood running around?
Marion, where are you? Look what we've brought back from our day of robbing, Marion. She's not answering, Little John.
Of course not. Who can do with that little bit squeak voice of yours? Tuck! Friar Tuck! While you're way out here, we got something to show you.
Quiet down, you two. Especially you, John. If the sheriff's men are in town, they already have heard you.
Sorry, boss.
Sorry. Oh, you two. How can I be mad at you? I'm sorry I was so shocked. It's just, we have to be extra careful now with Robin not here. We need to be cautious.
If you ask me, that husband of yours didn't have the sense he was born with. Always sticking his neck out, always landing us in the suit.
Always saving your prodigious behind when you got in a fight and over your head.
Always thinking of new ways of alleviating the sufferings of the poor citizens of Nottingham.
While you sit in camp and complain about the weather. Well, no.
Will, how many times have I got to tell you? It wasn't my fault Robin got captured that day. It wasn't my fault he went out all alone. I told him not to go.
I agree with Little John.
As do I. And you should know better, Will Scarlet. I mean, after all, you're Robin's cousin. When have you ever known him to listen to anybody once he's got it in his head to do something? Pardon my candor, Marion dear, but your husband is the most pig-headed man in all of England.
He is single-minded, but I love him for that. Now he's a prisoner at Nottingham Castle. Oh, Marion, don't be like that. Look what we've brought you. Well,
for the camp too. Here you go, Fry. I know you've been wanting one of these. Oh, little job. You didn't. You did. Oh, and you copper pan. Now, I can make us all a proper breakfast in the morning. Well, tomorrow morning, you're going to run to the nearest farm and barter for some eggs.
Wait a moment. Wait a moment, Tom. I don't think you should be counting your eggs before they've been laid. I don't think you should be going out of Sherwood Forest every day. It only increases our chances of being caught.
Very wise to be so cautious, Marion dear. After all, you are the boss.
Fine.
Now, hush. You know that Marion is our leader since Robin has been captured, and that is that.
I know. Don't you think I know that? It's just, I can already taste those fried eggs.
Come on, little Wilhelmina. Let's go practice your quarterstaff work. That'll take your mind off the food.
Oh, that'll make me even hungrier.
Oh, those two. I hope their arguing didn't get you down, Marion dear.
Oh, they are wonderful in their own way. It's just...
What is it, Marion dear?
Well, you guys expect me to be so cool and decisive. You expect me to soldier on as Robin would do. But, well, you know, I can't. I'm barely hanging on. You guys all want me to carry on Robin's good work, but all I want to do is pound on that castle door and scream, "Give me back my husband!"
Oh, now, there. Now, buck up, dear. You've done such a wonderful job leading us since Robin's capture, and you know that Robin is still alive, and where there's life, there's hope. And my faith tells me that we'll all be together soon again. And besides, you are the leader of England's most notorious band of thieves.
That's true. Look at me. Public enemy number one. It's just as Robin always said when we were in mortal danger.
Cheer up, fellows.
It could be worse.
It's worse.
What?
Oh, the Queen's aid. What are you doing here? Does it have something to do with the Queen?
Oh, well, of course he has news about Robin. Go on now, Hodge. What news do you have? What's happened to my husband?
Nothing good, I'm afraid. After all these months, the prisoner Robin Hood is to be executed this very afternoon.
No.
We have to go to him.
No need. Due to a recent catalogue of misconceptions, the prince has gotten it in his head that the execution should take place out here in this charming wilderness.
Misconceptions? I don't understand. When he has the protection of the castle, why on earth would the prince expose himself to the dangers of Sherwood? It makes no sense. Who would give him such terrible advice?
Who can say, sir?
You did this. I don't know how you did it, but you had a hand in it, I'm sure.
2 hands, actually, lady. Queen Eleanor did her part and did it well. You would have been proud.
Oh, goodness. I can't believe it. Robin's going to be here.
Along with the prince, the sheriff, and an entourage of guards.
Oh, well, that doesn't matter. As long as we were separated by castle walls, I didn't dare hope for his rescue. But now, here in our forest...
We'll make him sorry that they ever crossed swords with Marion's merry man.
Now they may be here at any moment.
Then we have just enough time to plan. Come on, Friar Tuck.
This way, Majesty. This seems a safe enough place
For this monstrous deed to be done. John, are you really going to go through with this?
Father, let's not do this. I'm hot and tired from that trudge all the way from the castle, and I think I've got a blister. And besides, we've been over this 100 times. I'm not about to relinquish my upper hand, not with my secret weapon. Finally, after all these years, advantage.
Secret weapon. Could someone please explain to me why we are all the way out here and who or what the secret weapon is? I seem to have been left in the dark again.
Don't be bitter, Sheriff. Not in my hour of triumph.
John, dear, noblesse oblige.
Perhaps you're right, Mother. On a day such as today, I can afford to be generous. Very well, Sheriff. Allow me to introduce you to my secret weapon and newest court advisor, the mystic Countess Urania.
Oh, the spirits are among us. Not you, dear. The spirits, oh, definitely the spirits are with you, young ones. Greetings, nobility of England, village sheriff. The forest is dense, oppressive. It seems quite an auspicious afternoon for an execution, does it not?
You are kidding. You ignore my advice, literally 4 years. And on the one day you plan the most important act of your entire reign, you plan it based on the false pretensions of this charlatan? Oh, this is the end.
You'll see when she tells you what she told me. Go on, Countess. Tell my doubting sheriff over there what you foretold back at the castle.
Of course, my liege. The prophecy comes. In green glen the tide will turn. A sunlit lesson last is learned. A sacrifice of sweat and pain. A prisoner's loss is England's gain.
See?
See? What? It's a poem. And not a very good one at that. And you somehow managed to convince him to...
Don't you see it, my friend? There's your problem. You lack the inner eye. But I see through those words and divine their true meaning. Don't I, Countess? Of course I do. Listen, the Greenwood Glen is where we are. The sun is still up. The execution of our friend, the criminal, is where he will finally learn his lesson. And then the prisoner, again Robin Hood, will lose his head, which will no doubt cause him great pain. And then I will have won, which is England's gain. You see how simple it is? What?
That's what you got out of that? And you somehow convinced him to listen to this drivel?
Actually, my lord, I told him not to listen to it.
As did I.
Of course it wasn't my place, but...
Now, you see, a prophecy can have many different interpretations.
So, you were told not to listen, so of course you chose to do the opposite.
Of course! They were trying to trick me by warning me not to take Robin from the security of the castle and bring him all the way out to this desolate forest where his band is already in hiding. But I outsmarted them. I did it anyway. Edgar, Hubert, bring forth the prisoner.
Good afternoon, Your Majesty. Lovely day for an execution, wouldn't you say?
Oh, shut up, you.
There he is, Your Highness.
They didn't put up no fight, thank goodness.
Of course he didn't, you idiots. You brought him to the one spot in the world he calls home. Oh, Your Highness, you won't listen to me. Will you at least listen to yourself?
I listen, Sheriff.
Marion!
Marion! Oh, you shouldn't be here.
Shh! Quiet down now, darling. Your wife is talking. Good afternoon, Your Majesty. Robin, Your Highness. I am here to collect my husband. Please release him to me.
Never! And don't think my mother's protection will avail you. If you attempt to interfere, you'll be next.
John, you wouldn't dare!
Just watch me, Mother.
Well, she's not the only one watching, Your Highness. As we speak, hundreds of men have surrounded this glen. and wave upon wave of arrows are ready to be loosed directly at you.
You're bluffing! You don't even have 100 men! She is bluffing, isn't she, Sheriff?
Oh, I couldn't possibly say, Your Highness.
You mean you won't say? Well, I don't need you. I don't need any of you. I've got the Countess to advise me. Already she foretold that today the tide would turn to victory for me.
Is that what you meant to foretell, Countess?
Well, go ahead, Countess. My son has talked for long enough. What did you mean to say?
I know I should certainly like to know.
Shut up, Robin.
I see it all. It all becomes clear. The tide turning is the wave of arrows. The prisoner is the prince himself, afraid to leave his own castle, and the loss of pretty Robin Hood
Is England's gain. Not loss as in loss of life, Your Highness, but loss as in you lose. Don't overthink this. Remember what I said at the castle?
A lesson well learned, I'd say.
Indeed, lady.
But what about the suffering? Someone's got to be in pain.
Well, His Highness did complain all the way here of the heat and the pain.
Oh, God! My blister! I've made a terrible mistake!
That's far enough! All right, Robin Hood. The prophecy has not been fulfilled. A sacrifice must be made. Come back with us, and we'll let Marion go.
Not without a fight!
Aye, we're ready for you.
We sure are.
Ha! Take one more move, and Marion dies.
Don't you dare touch my dear Marion, Sheriff!
Let her go, Sheriff. Remember, 100 arrows!
There are no 100 arrows! This is all of Robin Hood's band right here. But of course, you don't listen to me. Well, I've done enough listening for one day. I plan to do the talking. We seem to be at an impasse, Robin Hood. Someone give him a weapon. Stand back, Little John. You, Will Scarlet. Give him a dagger. If he wants Marion, he can fight for her. But for once, the advantage will be mine.
Come on, Sheriff.
Yeah, I knew
It's a
it.
terrible sheriff, but this
I
time...
shot him with a dagger! John, do something about this!
Sorry about that.
Robin needs a weapon!
Someone, anyone.
Out of the frying pan.
And into the fire, as always, Sheriff.
I've missed this.
Sheriff, you're a filthy scoundrel! The man is fighting with cookware!
Last
Sheriff!
chance, Robin Hood. Come back to the castle, and I'll let Marion go.
I'm through being your prisoner, Sheriff. As far as I'm concerned, the prophecy is fulfilled. Your loss will definitely be England's gain.
Come on,
Sheriff!
And now, at the risk of sounding rude in the light of your recent hospitality, Your Highness, get out of my forest!
You may have won this time, Robin, but next time I will have the upper hand! Isn't that right, Countess?
Your Highness. I honestly could not say.
Well, I can, Johnny. I don't see it happening.
Now that's a prophecy, Your Majesty.
Hoist on my own petard.
My God.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Sheriff.
Prophecy. Faith beats prophecy every time.
Prophecies are just luck, and in Sherwood, we make our own luck.
Aye, that's how things are in Sherwood.
Well, you know, there is one prophecy that did come true.
What is that, dear?
That we would live happily ever after.
Aw.